Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday and day 3 of teaching you in regards to LinkedIn. So, just real quick, I want to recap what we covered this week. On Monday, we talked about how to clean up your profile. Let me go ahead and share my screen just for anyone who might have their team just now timing in here. Okay, I believe you can see my screen here. Let's make sure. Okay, I'm pretty sure you could see my screen here. So here's my screen. Number 1, we're talking about how to update your profile. Number 1, make sure it's pristine and precise. So your cover, this prime real estate here, in addition to your providing services, your about, your picture, and just using every single character you possibly can to stand out. Then we covered how to create a post and how to connect with people in addition to, so how to create a post, which is very similar to Facebook and the other platforms that are out there, and then how to connect and inbox people, not just connect with them, but to click on their name and then go ahead. So if you did not watch that on Tuesday, I highly recommend you go back because you really can mess it up. I actually was in a marketing retreat for half a day yesterday, and people were talking about the obscene amount of spam on LinkedIn that is occurring right now, and just professionals inboxing them just relentlessly without any authenticity or connection. So if you have somebody in your office who is managing your LinkedIn profile, pretty much the same for Facebook as well, please make sure that they do it right in a way that'll support you with looking authentic in addition to not looking spammy. So today we're going to talk about how to post an article. And this is really exciting. When I finally learned this, as I've said, I don't do my own social media by and large, but when it comes to posting article, this is something that I go in and backfill. So every time I post a podcast or a kind of e-blast, or I post a blog, I post a podcast on Tuesday, I post a blog on Thursdays, and then every once in a while I'll sprinkle in other value add content depending on what's going on in the marketplace and in the world, etc. So to post an article, you just click on that blue LinkedIn button right here, the IN in the right-hand corner. It's very easy. And then here's how you start a post, as I showed you yesterday. Here's how you write an article. What's really exciting about this is when your power partners, referral sources, people looking for speaking engagements, things of that nature, start looking at your profile. And if you do the proper hashtags, you're going to stand out, I mean, bar none, amongst your competition in your marketplace. I have gotten so many invitations to either publicly speak, for podcasts, for writing opportunities, simply because of all of the articles that I have. Now, I've been blogging since 2008. So I just discovered this, I think about a year and a half ago. So every once in a while, I'll even go back to my old blog posts and republish them as an article. So some weeks I'll have 3, maybe 4 articles. I just try to put it in my calendar. So for your marketing coordinator, just make sure they put that in their calendar to go back and just sprinkle them in there and put your old blog posts and things of that nature. Because when I go in and talk about groups and followings and different engagements that you can be in on LinkedIn, I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. That they'll get a notification every time you're published. And then there's a whole team of publishers on LinkedIn as well that if you tag it right, they'll get notification as well, and they'll feature your article sometimes. So I've had my article repurposed and refeatured through the paralegal associations, between different bar associations and things of that nature. So it's really exciting because then you can use it as local PR in your firm. So you click on the blue, you make sure that you pick the second option down of posting an article. And it's very, very simple. I just really go to let me go here. I go to my Facebook page. Where is it? And I'll just go to my website and I will pull up. I'll go to either whether I'm posting a blog or a podcast. And if I can figure this out, anyone can figure this out. So I know that yesterday on Tuesday, we published our podcast. So my social media person will put it in my feed on Tuesday. I'll go back in a day or two later and get it so I can get some leverage with that instead of doing it on the exact day. So here's a podcast that I did. And then I will just take from an article perspective. I'm not going to take the name of who I recorded it with. So you click here and you put your article name, your title, and you just have to do a little wonkiness. And then you just put your picture. So I always have a picture with all of my articles, my blogs, my podcasts, and things of that nature. Just has higher engagement. So you just upload your picture. I usually save it on the desktop, and then you could just play with it here in regards to sizing. And then you'll just go in here as well, and I'll just take the content, and you just have to play with the spacing and things of that nature. Now, because this is a podcast, I do have to do a little bit with taking some of the links out, and you probably have to do that with a article as well. But as you can see, it's very easy. I'll take out like listen now here, and I'll just talk about what you will learn in this episode. I'm talking about today's guest. I just started doing my podcast in here too, and actually has some fantastic SEO or SEO number one, but also engagement, which I've been really, really surprised with. So sometimes I'll just come in here and I will add the link so I'll copy and paste the link here and just put it in. Right there. Yep. And then sometimes I'll take like a little close or I'll put something in there. So maybe I'll go to my last blog that I had and try to find a close that might be relevant or invite them to reach out to me if we can support them in any way. So sometimes it's real easy to repurpose that. And as you can see, your team can easily do that. They just have to be aware and a little present. So I'll go to some of my old blog posts and just see if there's any kind of glows. Let's see. Yeah, that one might be good. I'll just take it and maybe change some of the language there. And I'll just say, please reach out to us. Sometimes I do like to have a call to action on the articles because if they're being repurposed anywhere, then that is really helpful for people because they might navigate off of your page. And I'm not necessarily naming my company here. So you really want to make certain that you have some links and things of that nature in there. So just pay attention to your spacing, things of that nature, and then you publish. Here is where you pick your hashtag. So once you start publishing articles, it'll save all your previous hashtags. So like I said yesterday, I've read an article recently that LinkedIn only allows 2 hashtags. If you put more than that, they sort of throw you in the basement of not being getting that exposure and relevancy. So I will pick some. This is more so like business development. And let's see, I did speak about the 66-day law firm turnaround because I've been getting this one of our programs that we have where we do fractional CEO services for people and CMO services. So I just want to make certain that I use that because it's been getting a lot of engagement and I've been watching it. And I know that through my analytics. So if you guys are not getting analytics from whoever's doing your social, your Google AdWords, your outsourced marketing agency, I cannot say enough about making certain that you get that, because it is just liquid gold for you to be able to use your hashtags. I don't use hashtags for searching things, but many writers do, many businesses that are looking for relevant articles that they could repurpose. So maybe your financial advisors, your CPAs, or different lawyers or bigger organizations where you can really get some fantastic free exposure. I've had many people that have found me through hashtags on LinkedIn, which is sort of surprising for me because I don't use them, but there are many businesses and small solo corporate and definitely writers and publishers that are on the hunt for relevant content that do use it. So find two different, I don't use the same hashtags all the time. You do want it to be relevant with the topic, and then you just go ahead and you publish it. And I have seen people that do it through social media where they will go ahead and publish an article. If they post an article and they share it on Facebook, that they'll republish it from LinkedIn. Do not do that, because you lose a lot of juice. So you really don't want to share this article on Facebook or Twitter this way. Go and do it separate there, because it looks like you're sharing a LinkedIn article versus very unique content that you wrote. So do not publish from here. Just take the extra steps and go into the appropriate platforms such as Facebook, etc., and share it from there. Because once it links like that, it looks like you're sharing an article that LinkedIn wrote versus your unique content. And you just don't want to rob yourself of that exposure and looking like you're a trailblazer and a thought leader. So that is publishing an article. Super, super easy. So anything that you're publishing, your blogs, your podcasts, even if I write an email blast of content to your videos that you're doing, absolutely. Now, I'm going to talk about video later in this week with LinkedIn. You can't put a video in here, but however, you can get your videos transcribed for pennies, and then you can get that video back in probably less than $60, depending on the length of it. And then you can have that transcription added here as an article, and just go out to Canva or anything of that nature to get the graphics and the infographics. If you're in the back end of the membership, like I said yesterday, we have 366 days of social posts there. So there is no shortage of infographics and things of that nature. My social media person spends a tremendous amount of time looking for graphics and unique graphics out in the for all of my blogs and every piece of social content. So she spends hours every week looking for the 5 graphics that I post for my posts for Monday through Friday. So it's no small feat. It's not an easy thing to do. So don't just slight it and think that you're just going to be able to pull one out of nowhere. Go into the back end of the membership and we have those graphics for you as well. Okay, so start publishing, because it really will make you look like an industry expert. If I go to my home here, as you can see, I'm just backfilling and backfilling and backfilling. But when somebody goes to my profile versus, say, one of my competitors or somebody else in the industry that they might be looking at, whether it's for staffing services or consulting services or outsourced COO services or things of that nature, you can see that I'm a thought leader, and I've been doing this for quite some while. You can see my activity. You can see here and see all the articles that I have posted and things of that nature. So here's all my activity, but here's also all my articles that I have posted throughout. So you can see that. And then those all get pushed out as well. So happy posting. If you need any help, please let us know. Have a great day.